really grown anything. They just throw it away. And it's just like,
it's just buying the land, isn't it?
so it's like that. This is how, like, every time I hear more stuff about like Surrey's housing, I'm just like, ours is bad, but there's this messed up stuff going on left, right, and center over there at the moment. Like they're getting Scrooge from every
I
direction.
think there's the person who rents who isn't getting screwed wherever they are. Someone is getting screwed.
Oh yeah.
The second that a basic human right, like housing, is for profit, and landlords will be on Reddit whinging like, "Oh, people make out like we're the bad guys," and like. It is a business. There was one landlord who was like, "But it's not your home though. Based on ownership, I own it. Therefore, it's my home. It's not your home." And it's like, no, but this is where the person lives.
All these people are Scrooge McDuck. That's
Scrooge
McDuck knows at heart though, and he loves his money, but he loves the boys. A lot of these landlords, they don't seem to care about the people.
Well, before he got his nephews, they're Scrooge McDuck.
Yeah, I think that's the issue. It's just a money laundering scheme at this point, and that's what I hate about how it is in London as well. Just these houses being neglected, was just like they've just been bought just because they were cheap, and then they're not going to be leased out because it's for this reason, this XYZ reason of because they don't want to deal with the bureaucracy behind it, and then the ones that they do let out, it's just extortionate prices because they know they can get away with it because the area is kind of like, it's very in demand, so it's so messed up. The whole thing is messed up.
Yeah, one of the things that's another kind of messed up thing with like not just renting and ownership and so much stuff. Like in Malaysia, we was watching a video. Long story short, one of the things I wanted to mention was how one of the kind of things some of the corrupt, messed up like landlords or landowners do over there is that if they've kind of been given part of a land, but they haven't been given all of it, and the rest of it belongs to like maybe people who own a flat in an apartment building, they might let everything fall into misrepair, not repair anything, not fix anything, and put the cost completely on the tenants, but also not completely let them do stuff to try and turn it into a dilapidated, what is it called? Urban,
I don't remember.
like not favela, but like a dilapidated housing to the point where people want to like feel forced to move out, and then the land is so cheap, then they'll buy it, and then they can develop on it.
But that's part of a bigger story where basically there was this housing development. I think he was in the 80s, and the developer owned the land where the flats were built, but didn't own the land immediately around it, including like the street outside of like the front doors, but also like the areas where like the sewage processing station is, where the bins are, where the car park is. And there's been dispute between the developer and the residents for years. And then the developer went and sold it to his friend instead of agreeing a deal with the residents. And then the new owner of the land around it sued, basically saying that the residents and the people who live at the development can't have access to like the car park and whatnot. And to cut the long story short, the management company for the housing estate, because the landowner sued them
they went bankrupt.
Sued them for something, so they went bankrupt, so that the lights aren't turned on, communal areas aren't looked after, and eventually like the water's going to go off because sewage can't be processed and plumbing can't be processed because there is no one to manage the building anymore. And this is they basically was saying that this is being done to make it that bad that the residents just move out and just kind of take the L and leave, so that the landowner can have all of the land, not just the bit around the actual building. And yeah, it's been looked at by numerous law professors, and it's because of so many like changing laws in what's allowed to happen with regards to land and property and whatever. Even though it doesn't really make sense to anyone, when they looked into it, they were like, "This is legal. It's just crazy that this has been allowed." I couldn't find an update on the story, so I don't know. The video we watched is from a year ago. I don't know kind of if there's been any kind of update for those residents.
Anyway, so just hey Simon, we're talking about some real life Scrooge McDuck stories.
Like, in what sense? Do you mean like how he used to inspire the movie Inception, or do you mean like his actual money grubbingness?
The latter.
Okay. So yeah, there's literally a comic book or a comic episode where he actually is him going into a dream, and they go like try to rob Scrooge's like money vault. So it's literally the part of Inception. Yeah, it's actually like it's not exactly because and they try to influence his dream from the outside, so it like messes up and he goes through like dreams within dreams. So it's kind of like so it's pretty much the plot of Inception to a certain point. But it's like
That's
weird.
funny.
It's like you'd be surprised what like DuckTales has inspired.
I mean, it reminds me of many things, but I'll ask you first. Why did you pick this film, Simon?
I picked this film mainly because it's okay. Admittedly speaking, my selection of like on my like list is like films that are like things that wouldn't be typically picked, either like childhood favorites, really funny films, or super depressing films. Looking at like the list, I think Rachel even did it last night. Like, oh wow, that was really that pick's really depressing. I was like, and I don't think anyone would pick that film. But like, yeah, you know, it was left up the charts. So it's like that's not too bad. And now that I've rolled it, I can finally say I've chosen like pretty good old-fashioned like Disney film as well, which is talking about it now. It's interesting because this is probably the only Disney one. This is probably the first Disney film that's not actually been made by Disney Film Studio, but it's by the TV studio. So like, I'm pretty sure when you guys watch this, you go, the quality is not as picturesque as like Disney is used to, because this is literally just the same studio that did the Disney Afternoon, what I think is what it's called. And I'm like,
yeah.
So this is literally just like this is Disney Channel. So this is Disney Channel.
What it was though.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Unfortunately, because it was the first one, it didn't get too much of a budget, and like it didn't get much marketing as well. So that's the reason why that the quality is not as good as it should be, and also explains the reason why when we do a second Disney movie, which is the Goofy movie, that the quality just jumped up really because they went, oh no, because we messed up the first time. Let's actually put some effort into it. Then we get the Goofy movie. The Goofy movie is awesome as well, right? So like, we'll get to that when we get to that. But yeah, for this one, it's like one of those really old like childhood favorites that I used to watch on like VHS a lot. So it's like it was either this or Dumbo. But it's like I feel like someone's gonna choose Dumbo eventually. No one would ever choose this. So yes, that's pretty much what I picked. It's just like a film I've been seeing for ages, and it's like I actually haven't completely rewatched it because I've been busy this week. So I'm just watching it again now a bit. So it's like skimming through. It's like, oh yeah, I remember. I completely forgot like the main bad guy is Christopher Lloyd as well. So that's a plus. Yeah, but that's pretty much the main reason I think it's just like a little fun movie, which is actually not what I was gonna pick because you guys shout on my fun movie last round when I picked George of the Jungle. So I actually haven't seen the scores because again busy. But like hopefully you guys enjoyed this a little more.
I hate to be the bearer of bad news, Simon. The overall majority does not like this any more than George of the Jungle.
Motherfuckers. No, okay. It's okay.
I think me and Manuel liked it enough. Don't worry about it. We all have good things to say. It's a fun film.
It's a very it's very Disney safe film. So it's kind of like it's not. Yeah, it's a very Disney afternoon. It's a Disney afternoon channel film, so it's like very Disney safe. So it's like it's not gonna have like super in depthness. It's one of those still half and like little films that are like, it's fine. It's not gonna be too much. But if it's but I haven't taken the scores. But if you guys have made it worse than George's Jungle, I am just gonna choose the super depressing film next time. Fuck it, because it's like
The thing is, for me, this film gets more of a pass because it's animated, because it has all the rules that are like there are no rules in animation. You can do what you like. You can be as wild and as wacky and as insane as you like because animation lets you do all these crazy things. So that's why I will give it a higher score than George for that reason alone. And just for the originality of it all. And what I find really interesting, I'll say this crazy fact. I don't know if maybe some of you guys know this, and it's going to be like, oh, whatever, you're talking crap. But I found it really, really interesting that it came out 2 years before Aladdin, and it does cover some of the same story beats. It's kind of like this is Disney's version of Thief of Baghdad, the old classic Aladdin story of that. This is the adaptation of it, and it's doing it all before Aladdin came out. And I found that really fascinating. It's like, wow, this seems derivative, but at the same time, hang on, no, it came out before Aladdin, so it can't be derivative. Maybe it's just kind of like a demo, kind of like a practice run before they went into Aladdin, and they're just like, yeah, we can do this. We can use the genie. We can use the wishes. We can use all these plot elements and these beats in the same way, and it's quite fun to see and compare it to that. And I think subconsciously, I must have, when I watched it, well, I think me and Pat both watched it really young, and we just forgot we did. And it's one of those things. It's like, oh yeah, I remember this. This is just giving me good nostalgic vibes. Just great, reminding me of my childhood kind of thing. And yeah, obviously, Scrooge McDuck is iconic. He's part of our childhoods. He's part of all our childhood because of his role in Disney's Christmas Carol. And I'm glad they gave him a fully fledged character with his like his own little duck universe in a sense. I can't remember if he's like, is he the uncle of Donald Duck, or is he kind of like, how does he
so, okay, so because unfortunately I do know this, he is
law.
Kind of, he has, so Scrooge has a younger sister who's called Holstein or Holstein. I don't know because it's like a very oldie name. So that's Donald's mum. But Donald is, I think, a twin with his sister. I can't remember the mum's name. But the sister has triplets of Huey, Dewey, and Louie. But yeah, this is. I guess it's very interesting to watch this again because I just think about how like Disney Channel brought out like a new version of DuckTales, which actually goes into deep lore about it all. But unfortunately, they changed the names a little bit. What do you think Chewy stands for?
Use your voice to search.
They've got really fancy, like oldie-fashioned names. You couldn't possibly guess. You could try to guess any of them.
The Prince?
Then you're muted. You try to get, I don't know.
Oh, sorry. Is it like a triple-barreled name?
No, okay. So Chewy is Hubert, which is like, okay, fair enough, maybe, right? But like Dewey's name is Buford, and I'm like, Buford? I don't think that's then afterwards. Louis' name is Llewellyn, and I'm like, I don't know if they retconned that somehow, but it's like, yeah, that's just so, I don't know. It's like, it's funny because like I watched the series again, and I was like, oh, it's so different. But it's mainly because Donald Duck is actually in this series, and there's an episode where he gets voiced by Don Cheadle. That's probably the most famous episode ever.
What?
And that's like, yeah,
Himself.
Yeah, it's a whole thing. Essentially, one of the guys who have like one of the tech guys just like stick like a voice modulator in Donald's throat, like literally sticks it down, and he becomes Don Cheadle. And they're like, "Wait, what? Is that what you sound like?" And he does all the. It's pretty funny because he says the most dramatic things, and they're like, "Donald, have you always said this dramatic things? Or we just didn't understand you because you've been quacking it all the time?" It's like, yeah, pretty much. And it's like, oh, weird. It's a pretty funny episode. It's like you could see, you probably see lots of clips on it on YouTube. But yeah, that's it. Actually, yeah, I'm actually still need to do some more stuff, and I'll let you guys do your like opening thoughts about the film.
I guess Rob isn't.
Yeah, okay, guess Robbie. Okay, how about
Camilla?
yeah?
I'll go next. What Ben said about how it's like feels derivative of Aladdin, but then it's actually older than Aladdin. I had the exact same thought, and like whilst I was watching the film, I had to search when Aladdin came out because I knew it was the same era of Disney movies, like when like the Disney Renaissance with like Beauty and the Beast and the Little Mermaid and everything, but I couldn't remember what order it was. And yeah, it's like 2 years before, but I guess I'm not familiar enough with the original story to know if the Disney Aladdin movie follows the same beats because it's like following on from this, or if it just is from the original, the original myth. But either way, my score doesn't actually look that high, Simon, but I did enjoy it. It's just that like the quality was great. But I like DuckTales. I don't remember watching it when I was little, but I watched the new series in lockdown. Then like I watched the rest of it not too long ago. So like I know the bit about like the mum. So the mum was like an astronaut or something, and she ends up like
they're completely completely
and, like, there's a whole backstory, and yeah, they've changed some of the characters. I was telling Emmanuel that like the nanny is like an English secret agent in like she's like a Duck Miss Trunchbull in like appearance in the latest series. Like it's quite different. So I really enjoyed the movie. Just because I like the story that it's playing off. I feel like I kind of understanding the concept that it's like a Disney Channel movie. It's not a Disney movie. Because I couldn't remember some of the backstory. I was kind of, and Emmanuel didn't really know. He was kind of like confusing what was meant to be going on and like why why are they in this position in the first place? Why is this happening? What are any of these people about? And I feel like it could have done with a bit more, like, I don't know what the word I'm looking for, like scene setting maybe, just so that you kind of understand who everyone is and why they're in that position.
But once you showed me the first episode of like the old original season 1,
Yeah, we watched
it
afterwards.
everything else made sense. I get why they were in that situation in the first place. But because I never watched DuckTales, and growing up, I wasn't interested in most of Disney's kind of stuff. Pixar, yeah, obviously that's part of Disney. Pixar I kind of liked a bit more. But a lot of Disney stuff outside of the Goofy movie that you mentioned, I quite like that. I really like that. Most of the other stuff they did, I didn't really care much about a lot of their properties, and I didn't have most of the channels and stuff growing up.
Yeah, same.
So yeah, it's this is like the first time I'm properly watching something besides some of the clips I might have seen before with Camilla. Otherwise, it was. Oh, should I continue? Were you still saying something?
I think I was done. You can continue.
It's interesting. I don't know which came first. This movie or the books for series Unfortunate Events.
This movie.
This movie came before the books.
Pretty
Okay,
sure.
because if that's the case, the books in the movie, and I don't know how much the movie takes from the book or kind of takes from other things, but the way, especially if you've seen series 1, episode 1, the way they get put onto the uncle, and then he gets put up into the attic. That he acts and it's very reminiscent of the whole start to series of unfortunate events, and then they're up in his attic, and he doesn't really want anything to do with the kids. Is very reminiscent of that, of Scrooge when he first gets the nephews, and then the way that they're on these adventures with the kids reminds me a lot of how, I mean, it doesn't happen in the film, but the guy with the snakes, if he dies, right? Yeah, if he still lived and was able to go into the adventures with the kids, it feels like it would have been a lot like what DuckTales is like in certain ways. Like, even though those kids have no business being in the dangerous, crazy situations they're in, that uncle would have brought them there and been like, it's a great experience for life experience. Yeah, we're good. We can work together. We're partners. But Scrooge also kind of said similar things to the kids, especially in season 1. He's like, oh, you're like me. Yeah, I see my younger self in you. We could be partners. We'll travel, we'll go on adventures and look treasure together. So it's just like, there's quite a few things that kind of make me think of, yeah, a series of unfortunate events in ways. And then in a slightly different way, and mainly, yeah, there's a lot of different things, but in The Mummy, Benny.
Yeah, I was going to mention him. He was Benny before Benny. He really was.
Yeah. I was just like, wait, he doesn't die. He just, for some reason, he just can't be killed. And he's so subservient to this evil power because he's so like, though Benny was a bit smarter, even though he was still dumb, he was a bit smarter. He makes me think of Benny. Like, as soon as I saw him on the screen, before he even was talking, I was like, he reminds me of Benny.
Yeah, it literally is. If you mix Benny and Wile E. Coyote, that's the guy. That's who he is. That's DeJohn. And he's just like such a like Weasley kind of like, yeah. He is so like drawn to like riches and all the like self preserving kind of thing, and
Yeah.
but but at the same time, he still cowers beneath the might of the main villain. But he still kind of wants to be up on top. He just wants to, like, if he needs to backstab someone, he will do it. But he wants to do it in the easiest way possible.
Yeah, and then to follow on from Benny, the when I didn't know what's the name of the pilot?
Oh, the tails.
Yeah,
Launchpad.
Launchpad. So I guess he could fly helicopters almost no problem. I don't know. He couldn't land them properly. But anyway, like he made me, even though he's completely different, the way he crashed reminded me of the pilot in The Mummy. Oh, he had no qualms.
DuckTales was ahead of its time. It set up Aladdin and The Mummy.
He had no qualms with dying, and then he crashed all the same. I mean, Launchpad didn't die, but it just kind of reminded me of that. I was just like, this is funny. But yeah, it was all right. I didn't have any problem necessarily with the quality. It felt like it was very much made of its time for its audience. And it was like a good standard. It wasn't amazing. It wasn't bad. It was all right.
I think for me, it felt like it was made to be watched in your pajamas on a Saturday morning whilst you're deciding like what to play on the Sega. And my brothers are like shouting at me, and like I've got swimming lessons in a couple of hours, versus other Disney movies of that time that feel like you go to the cinema to watch them with popcorn, like the difference in quality. Like, I know exactly where I would have watched it had I been alive when it came out. But I mean, I don't know why we didn't. I don't remember watching DuckTales when I was a kid. I don't know why we didn't. But I know if we had watched DuckTales, I know like where I would have watched that film, and it wouldn't have been
probably changed
in the cinema. Yeah, it's not the sort of thing that we would have had on video, because it's not.
It's a very made-for-TV movie, and that's not to say it sucks or anything. It's just that's kind of like the medium it was kind of designed to be. It was kind of, pun intended, launchpad for the series. It's kind of like one of those things where you kind of like you do this really good made-for-TV movie. If it's good enough, you get a TV show out of it, and that's kind of like what DuckTales was, and it spawned the TV show, and obviously eventually spawned everything else that came after it, and the remake and everything. So I get why they did it, because it was like at that point of Disney was like, we're gonna go all out and just come out into the 90s with such great banging films like Little Mermaid and Beauty and the Beast and Aladdin and Lion King. We're also going to put out like DuckTales in the meantime, and the Goofy movie and Rescuers Down Under. So these other films are really, really good. But obviously, they're not quite up there as the real theatrical classics that we had at the same time. But we were spoiled by how well done these films were, and the 90s was such a good moment and a moment of time. We had just great TV versions and cinematic versions simultaneously. And it's kind of like, the medium was like, DuckTales was a made-for-TV film, but that's the intention. It wasn't trying to do better than what it was. It wasn't trying to undermine the audience either. It was just kind of like, let's just tell a fun story. We'll just use these characters that we've invented in the Disney brand, and we'll tell it well. We know our audience. We know how to make it funny. We know how to make it dramatic and make it tense. It was just like, they ticked all the boxes in that regard.
Agreed.
Good, but good for Rob or Pat. We will never know, or will we?
I can go next, because I'm probably going to fall asleep in a minute. So I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I'm the same as Camilla and Emmanuel, really, and a lot of what they said is the reason that I didn't really enjoy it as much. I didn't have any clue that DuckTales was a thing outside of, I guess, the film, like in terms of it being a series. I didn't grow up watching DuckTales, so for me, I kind of took the film at like, oh, this is like a film and it will have context and there'll be character development and it'll be really well established. So to kind of come in and see them kind of joining mid-play, and I felt actually there's a lot of subtext obviously that I was missing, and therefore the character development for me lacked, and I kind of like not struggled to get into it, but I just kind of I found that kind of difficult to engage fully because I felt like I was missing a lot of context that would have kind of set me up for this film. So I kind of struggled from that aspect. I agree kind of with what you said, Ben. It's very much like a TV movie, and I think if I had that context, there was almost like a spin-off maybe of a wider series, and I maybe would have gone into it with not less expectation, but maybe just a different expectation, because like I said, I literally was just taking it at kind of face value. It was, I don't know, I think I also had the same thoughts as Camilla around Aladdin, because I think I was kind of like, oh, they just copied the Aladdin movie the whole time, and I was like, this is just like Aladdin. Oh wait, this is just like Aladdin. And actually I didn't realise that obviously Aladdin came afterwards until Camilla just mentioned it. But I think again I was watching it with the comparison of Aladdin and just kind of why Disney almost churned out the same movie again, this time with ducks. I kind of didn't quite understand like what the rationale was and so on. So I think again that kind of put me off slightly. There were some like funny moments, but there was nothing that was like laugh out loud or like the kind of like family feel good. I just kind of felt some bits that made me chuckle. And yeah, I think if I don't know if I'd known, would that make? Yeah, probably would have. I don't know if I'd known and kind of watched the series around it. Maybe the scores, especially for enjoyment, maybe would have been higher because you've already got that kind of like investment in the characters and the context, and you kind of know what you're getting into. But like I said, for me, just kind of as a standalone film without the context, there was not enough of a lead up, or I don't know, like there wasn't really a launch pad for the film for me. It just kind of started in the middle of something, and it just kind of didn't quite work. Didn't quite work for me. But maybe I'll go back and watch the other stuff in kind of context and kind of learn more about it and kind of understand Scrooge is the way Scrooge is. I think I didn't really know then what I was watching, and I think because his name was Scrooge, I was like, why would you call him Scrooge? That's such like a particular name to call him Scrooge. And I didn't have the context as to why, and that was really annoying. And so I think kind of kind of going back would have given me that setup. And then obviously the three what's it called? Ducks. I can't remember what they were called. See, I don't even know their names because there was no blooming character development. Reminded me a bit like Alvin and the Chipmunks as well. So I was kind of like, oh, this is like another set of three of Alvin and the Chipmunks. For me, everything just felt copied. I think I just kind of like wore me down a little bit. So I think it had potential, and maybe it would have felt nostalgic if I'd, like I said, seen the others. But I think for me, I just I think the kind of lack of prior knowledge meant that this maybe didn't live up to as much as maybe it would have done otherwise. That's my opening statement.
That's fair.
This is making me feel old from you guys saying it. It feels like maybe it's like a different part of we had different sort of childhood. I guess the question is like, how many do you guys actually watch like Disney, like got up on Saturday morning and watch these sort of like Disney-esque cartoons?
We watched Cartoon Network we had Cartoon Network as kids. We didn't have I don't think it was Cartoon Network on Sky. I can't remember, but we watched like we watched Cartoon Network and like Simpsons, My Wife and Kids and things like that. But obviously I'm a lot younger than you all. We didn't watch Disney kind of really growing up. Like the first kind of like Disney films that I proper remember, like the kind of Beauty and the Beast and the Lion King, and then kind of Bug's Life kind of onwards there. I don't really kind of had a big draw to the kind of individual like Goofy stories or Mickey Mouse and things like that. Like I know Rob used to watch like the Mickey Mouse, what are they called? Like 30-minute shorts, didn't he, Rob, growing up? But me, I never ever watched that. I would never dream of. We never watched that. It was never put on for us at all. Yeah, but Tom and Jerry, Recess. That was what we grew up on.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
I
well,
guess my question was like, I guess if you guys didn't watch Disney as well, so you don't know any of like the theme things that Disney have, because a lot of Disney has. They have like.
You're
They
breaking
have
up.
like. Oh, am I sorry? Can you hear me?
Yeah, it was just a bit tricky.
Okay, it's just saying that Disney has lots of duck themed shows, so it's kind of like they have Mighty Ducks, then they have like the Batman clone of like, Batman clone of
Yeah.
Darkwing Duck,
What,
and like
Darkwing?
Darkwing Duck. It's like a lot now. Disney has lots of duck themed items, so it's
Yeah,
just like
Darkwing Duck.
We weren't
yeah,
really we didn't watch any spin-offs. We just watched the main event, and that was it.
Damn.
I think it
It just
depends on
makes me
what you
feel
have.
old now. I feel like an old geezer.
It's weird because I didn't have cable or satellite or whatever. I just had the main terrestrial 5 channels, and yet I would always watch everything that they would, but BBC or CRTV and the CBBC would put on, and that included some of the DuckTales, and that included the Hercules series, the Aladdin series, the Little Mermaid series. That they managed to get all those in to my view. So that's kind of like how I did. So I didn't have this Disney Channel. I didn't have I didn't have Cartoon Network, and so I was kind of like, I saw these somehow, and I remember seeing them, and I'm being like, they were part of my early 90s childhood for that reason alone. I think some of us here, we kind of like, we saw them for that way. And I suppose if you had more choice and you had more like options to see all these different cartoons and different shows and stuff, you might miss out on some of this stuff because it wouldn't be like, you wouldn't have the like, not so much channel vision, but now being like, these shows would be like, you have to see this because this is here. So you had more variation of like very different kind of view on what you're consuming then. Not obviously, it's worse now when you have so much choice. Don't know what to watch because it's just unlimited to a degree. So yeah, it's a weird kind of like position some of us were in, even if maybe not so much the age gap, but just because of what you had and what you didn't have.
Yeah, I don't think it's necessarily an age gap, Simon. It's like, for example, again, yeah, I didn't grow up, didn't really have the Disney channels, obviously I have an extra thing of, I didn't really get to this country to a certain age as well, so I didn't see some of the things that would have been on BBC TV, and by that point, I was already used to watching different stuff, and I grew up mostly on like the older school cartoons, so Looney Tunes, Tom and Jerry, but I also like some of the modern ones like Rugrats, Hey Arnold.
Oh, Hey Arnold.
Yeah, Hey Arnold, Rugrats, like you say, Recess, great show.
Yeah, so there was some of that stuff I liked. Like Disney just never really appealed. A lot of the classic Disney properties never appealed to me, and still until they, I guess, outside of like some of the bigger films, like outside the films, on the TV property side, I didn't really care much about a lot of that. So yeah, but yeah, again, the films and also their Pixar properties, I think I did like those, but yeah, I just never watched DuckTales and probably never gave it a chance, if I even got the chance to watch it. So
Whoever it was that mentioned the Alvin and the Chipmunks, I think they give me Alvin and the Chipmunks vibes. I remember my brothers liked the Chipmunks.
Yeah, the colours as well. What the jumpers and the hats is the same, isn't it?
They annoyed me.
Red, blue, green.
They actually annoyed me. Like, they're even for a kid. I was like, their voice is way too high. I can't deal with this. I switched it off straight away. I was like, why are they talking like that? That's annoying. It's like, oh, I don't need to hear them talking like that. They could talk like every other animal kid.
Anthropomorphic animal. Yeah.
Yeah. Why don't it sound like
And I
chipmunks?
just used to fast forward tape so that they'd speed up. They'd have really high voices and be like, "It's the chipmunks," because like the tape would be really sped up
Oh my.
at times. I'd really have a. My sister knows the chipmunks because a lot of these shows are like rebooted, like some years later. So the chipmunks had a movie that came out.
Oh yeah.
When
Oh
my
my
sister
goodness.
was little, which they are very annoying in that.
Yeah.
Yeah, good times.
Yeesh. Oh yeah, Cat Dog. That more Nickelodeon. I didn't watch too much of this, but they had quite a few great shows. And then as we were getting older, they had a Jackie Chan show as well. Sorry, just going off into
Yeah, I remember that one.
Huh?
I remember the Jackie Chan one.
Yeah, I remember that too.
Yeah. And
Everyone had
even
a show.
huh?
Everyone had a show. Everyone that was great had a show. Jackie Chan had a show.
Yeah. Saying that, even though I know we're on this this tangent, one of my favorite British kind of cartoons when I first got here was Magic Roundabout. Yeah.
Used to put my head in. It was the theme. So like there'd be times where I'd wake up really early in the morning, might be to watch basketball or something, and it'd be left on the Cartoon Network channel from the night before. I turn it on and it's just that theme going on, and I'm like, oh, God.
Magic Roundabout.
Oh man, that made me laugh. I was just like, man, that's so chilled.
I mean, like maybe the roundabout was supposed to represent them just smoking. I don't know. It's like goes
Yeah.
round and round, and round.
Obviously, as I grew up, I learned, oh, they were on drugs. It's the hippie era. Okay, that makes sense.
I feel like that's a lot of cartoons, to be honest. There's a lot of things that they couldn't really get away with nowadays that they did in that time period.
Yeah.
And like one final that is that I've realised maybe because when we used to watch cartoons, it was on a lot of the Americanized cartoons that we watched that weren't Disney was on Fox Kids and CBBC. And like I realized that Fox Kids is like a whole like marketing channel made by Fox. It's where we got.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure most of you guys have watched the animated Spider-Man series.
Yep.
Yep. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So
No,
I just needed at least one of you to confirm. So that's probably where it was. There's a lot of clash because, like, depending on who had access to what, I realized a lot of the stuff I watched was VHS. Even the DuckTales, if one had Sky or whatever recorded it, then they played it back. That's the reason why. That's why I'm thinking. Is there not a? Because I actually looked for it. Actually, I'm thinking. Is there not a VHS version of the show? Then I realised we illegally. Well, I mean, I don't know if it's illegally recorded, but like we recorded it on VHS.
bootleg.
Then after played it back. I don't know if that's considered copyright or not, or like it's like old-fashioned copywriting stuff.
Yeah, it was pirating. It was illegal, but everyone and their moms did it.
It's
literally
like how people would record songs off the radio on tape. Like it's just
yeah. Oh, you listen to the radio.
it's just how we existed.
Yeah, I remember recording radio with my cassette tape, going to school. Just like yeah. So
yeah, my mum and dad did it. My dad especially recorded so much.
That reminds me of stuff I used to do with wrestling pay-per-views. So like I'd stay up and watch them when they were happening, but I'd also record them on a VHS and sell the VHS to people in school.
See, what Pat was doing was illegal.
You
Yeah.
jumped a whole nother level of like the legalness, right? So it's like
You keep it to
recording on
yourself.
VHS is one thing.
What I do is like there might be 3 or 4 people that want to watch it, and they'd each pay me like £1 for a viewing. So I'd be like, okay, you can have it first, and then it'd be brought back to me, and then I'll give it to the next person the next day. So like the poor bastard that is like fourth in the line is like waiting till Thursday to watch something that's happened Sunday night.
Oh, okay.
That's funny. And also a correction, sorry. It wasn't illegal necessarily to record it and maybe share it with your friends. It was more selling it, making profit from it. That's illegal. Or buying like an illegal copy from someone who's got some, some bootleg copies that just like give it around, say, hey, you want to buy this?
My copies were they were officially recorded. There were no camcorders back in.
But like it's the way that it is. It's Disney, and I'm thinking, oh yeah, it's. I mean, if we did it for this, and whatever you recorded is probably different as well. So it's like, it's a different situation. But yeah.
Oh, yeah. That had the good stuff. Going back to the film, in terms of the context, just before I think someone else's opening statement, without the context at first, and only knowing who Scrooge was, I assumed he was just like basically using the kids as child labor and didn't care whether they lived or died, which is why he was taking them alone for these really dangerous adventures and expeditions. But then watching it, Camilla explaining a bit, and I'm going like, oh, okay. He's more like the uncle in unfortunate events. Okay, fair. But if it was the original Scrooge, I would believe he would do that and not care. But maybe my opinion of Scrooge was just really dark, especially because of I don't know, you have the Muppet Scrooge, just all the different versions of the Christmas Carol of past Scrooge.
Dickens Scrooge.
Yeah,
He
but
has a
we're
bit of an
going to talk
asshole.
about. Yeah, but we're talking Scrooge McDuck. Scrooge McDuck is a bit of a different. He's a bit of an arsehole, but he does generally have a heart of gold, which he would willingly sell, admittedly, because that's his attitude to these things. But it's like,
Yeah.
but it's the point. The point is, he's still generally speaking a good person, good duck. But like, yeah, he's generally speaking, he's good. It's just like he's just a bit money hungry, because like,
Yeah.
if
He
we
just
talk about
doesn't
like, no, it's just like if we talk about like deep Disney DuckTales lore or duck lore, it's so many things that it covers up that he just can't believe that. Oh wow, all these are DuckTales stories. Couldn't think about it properly. It's just weird. It's kind of like this is an extreme tangent where we talk about how DuckTales influenced anime, but like that's like a very big tangent there. We could, but like well, actually, Alec is not here. Okay, we'll go on this quick tangent. So, the original one of the godfathers of anime is Tetsuya no. I can't remember his proper name. He's the guy who made Astro, but he made Astro Boy the way that he looks because he based the eye design on DuckTales, with almost like Scrooge because of like how big Disney drew the eyes. That's why anime characters have quite large eyes, because it's based off DuckTales. That's one of the biggest reasons for it. Yeah, so if you look at the original Astro Boy has quite wide eyes, large eyes, because he based it on DuckTales or Scrooge McDuck. Actually, because I think there's an original picture that he drew that was literally just Astro Boy hugging Scrooge McDuck or Donald Duck. There is a picture of it, I can't remember where, that is made by that artist, and it's like, whoa, that breaks your brain a little bit. Like
That's like a bit about manga development though as well, because if you look at real classic manga, which obviously existed for a very, very long time before, yeah, the eyes and certain things, there was many different types of kind of common ways of drawing things, and those big eyes weren't necessarily the standard for a lot of stuff. And then after that, yeah, that inspired a lot of really big eye stuff. And then now I'm thinking about shoujo and all sorts of other styles that kind of branched off of that. That's interesting.
It's just it's one of those things that are like, oh wow, I see where the things came from. I guess it's probably like, oh, weird. But like back to the actual movie. Generally speaking, wait, I can't remember if you guys discussed it already. Who has actually watched any of the DuckTales series?
I have. I've watched the new one.
Okay.
I must have watched it as a kid.
Yeah, I've only seen the original, not the new one.
Yeah,
Okay.
I watched some of it as a kid, but like, to be honest, I was kind of similar to Emmanuel. Like, Nickelodeon was more than my thing.
That's fair. Oh no, I mean, like, that's fair enough, because like I used to watch like Hey Arnold and Arthur a lot. So
I fucking love
and-
it.
yeah. Like, yeah, okay. We were different sort of, like, we watched different channels as well, but it's like, that's
Yeah,
fair.
I watched
Like,
both, so there.
yeah, but like, oh man, how many of you guys remember watching Doug?
Oh, yeah, Doug was great.
Yeah.
Relatable dude.
Fucking, I should have chosen the Hey Arnold movie instead. Fucking hell, geez.
I mean, Simon, you still can do like a triple bill of all these classics.
Yeah, but like, okay, but it's
One of the first things that ever made me cry.
it's actually quite sweet. It's just like seeing there's. Let's not spoil it because I'm pretty sure some everyone else might not have watched it. But the point is, looking back at the series itself and the movie, is because it's interesting because there was like talks about using a lot more characters from the actual series, but they actually decided not to do that. Thank God, because there was this same problem that you guys literally just had. They're like, if someone's not watched the animated like after school series, and they're like, we just like keep it to the main cast, so they just like generally have an idea of who it is. Yeah, we could, but like we gotta keep the story more like streamlined, which I guess fits. Like, thinking of it, they kind of did. They kept with like Scrooge the Kids, Webby, and like the general, like those 5 people, and like Launchpad as well. But like Launchpad isn't really a character. It's just like a guy who moves the characters along. It's not like, it's not the same. But the point is that they kept it quite streamlined for that. But even then, you guys are saying, I wish there was more to it, and I'm like, that's it's so annoying. It's not like, I say annoying. So it's like it's so hard for me to like explain if this is a good movie choice without you guys watching the animated series. But me going, hey, you know what you guys should do? You should spend hundreds of hours watching this animated TV series before you watch this fucking movie. And I'm like, yeah, I can't ask you to do that. Could I? No.
Yeah,
Okay.
no.
Well, unless unless there was like a mini series. No.
Mini series round.
Now, just like there's a lot of stuff. I realize I should pick. I shouldn't pick. Even if the movie is pretty good, it's only good because I know the series. And if you guys don't know the series, it becomes a painful slog of try and describe the story, and it's like it ruins like a lot of anime choices I have, but not all of the anime choices I have. I have plenty of like interesting side stories, but we'll get to that eventually. For now, it's like I guess what I'm trying to say is this: it sucks that you guys haven't watched the series because I think you guys would have liked it. I think the only other person who might have watched it was Alec, but he's not here right now, and I can't pick his brain on it.
Well, judging by his score, he probably has seen it and hates it as well.
Oh fuck! I haven't seen the scores yet, and I'm really dreading that now. Fuck.
Oh yeah, he scored it the worst.
Oh, fuck.
It was Alec, then going up from the bottom, Rachel, Rob, Camilla,
Even though I like
Pat, me, and then Ben. So Ben scored it their best. Yeah, I'm surprised I scored it higher than Camilla.
I think it's because I gave it lower for impact.
And I didn't even score it that high. To be fair, it's only what, 7.5.
It was an entertaining enough film, but like I said, it was very much like a for TV kind of thing.
So annoying. It's like, man, if my dice rolled something else, we could have been talking about one of the most depressing films ever. But I guess this is probably lighter because I've been busy this week anyway with lots of stuff. So I guess it's probably better for that I chose something that you guys were like, yeah, it's kind of entertaining. It's a nice, soft, fun choice without going into like which are very.
Yeah, maybe don't leave things to the roll of a dice like D&D. And then you get the really crappy choice. So you're like, no.
But like, imagine if I chose my other choices, you'd be like, fuck Simon, why did you choose this? And like, because what's left of my soul is disintegrating. But it's like, I mean, I think Rob knows some of my choices that were on that list. Some of them are very depressing fucking films.
Yeah,
so it's like,
I was looking at thinking, I don't know if I've got the mental capacity for this yet.
No, so I mean, like, don't worry, I'll take the L. It's like, it's fine. It's like, this year has been a bit tiring for me. And so it's like, I've been tired. So like, I've been getting through all my business paperwork stuff. So eventually, I'll choose Urge. I just need to get some more money like Scrooge.
Well,
Same.
Scrooge was written strange because whoever thought of a person that was rich and just hungered for more money being a decent person? It's very unrealistic.
Yeah, that's the most unrealistic part of it, really.
I can't disagree with you, which is a problem. It's like, yeah, he's a rich guy, but he's actually a nice bloke. Oh, fuck, that's the biggest... Yes, that's the biggest lie. Yeah, that's the biggest lie I think I've ever heard, ever. Shit.
I mean, yeah. Yeah, very much so. But yeah, like, I quite enjoyed it for what it was. I don't think story-wise or character-wise, it was like amazing. Sort of like, when did it come out?
Like 1990.
1990. I think it's like
when many of us are.
TV show.
No, the movie. The TV show.
No, the TV show.
It was before then.
I think it's older than me by about 2 or 3 years. So about 9.
So 1987.
It feels very 80s.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
So it's sort of standard Disney animated stuff of that time. like before they really took off with the likes of Lion King and Aladdin and stuff. So I mean, yeah, I thought it was alright. I think I see the resemblance to Alvin and Chipmunks as well. Probably less annoying.
Oh yeah, less annoying. Also, I didn't mind listening to the kids talk compared to, and even Scrooge compared to Donald Duck. Oh my goodness. I was when we listened to like the first episode where he's going off to the Navy, I found it so hard listening to Donald Duck. I'm just like, you have oh my it's too much. I can't do this.
They're kind of like a toned down version of Donald's like accent, you might say.
Yeah, but
Oh
like,
yeah.
that's because Donald was in the Navy. I mean, I don't know in DuckTales if he had to rejoin the Navy. No. I remember now. He had like a temporary leave of absence. He had to take care of the kids. But then afterwards, he's like, no, I have to go back to the Navy because that's my job. And that's the reason why he left the kids with Scrooge. Oh yeah, but you can't blame Donald too much. He's a military man who's gone through PTSD. So it's like, it's an actual thing. He's actually got. It's the funniest thing about it. Doing like, there was a professor who wanted to do research about Donald Duck, but he couldn't do it without legally going and applying for his information. Like, what do you mean apply for his information? What does that mean? It's like, no, because Donald Duck actually has military, so you can't ask for that information. You have to apply for his information. But he's an animated character. Yeah, he's an animated character with honors. And it's like, fucking hell, that's
What?
yeah, no, he has actual military honors. He was honorably discharged as like a staff sergeant. I admittedly don't remember the correct title. I don't know if I'm saying the correct titles or not.
It's so
But
random.
he is an actual honorably discharged sailor. He's got a rank, and it's like he actually has a rank in general. It's like,
It's too funny.
that doesn't make sense. I was like, no, it does. The way it is, it's a literal military. Oh,
Oh,
fancy.
man. Well, as a very short tangent, later you can watch. I posted Goofy's Murder Trial. It's a comedy parody into the chat. It kind of plays off of Goofy's vocal kind of patterns and speech patterns in a way, but over the top. It's funny. If you haven't seen this, it's dark but funny.
Okay.
I think you'll like it, Simon.
We'll get to that in a second. I'm just trying to say.
That's all right.
Wonderful.
Did everyone do that opening statement?
I think so. I can't remember if Rob did.
Did one somewhat.
Yeah, you did one. Bob, did you do one?
I'm not sure now. I mean, I can do a quick one because probably not. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I think I had like a vague memory of DuckTales, but then as I was watching this, I was like, I'm not sure I ever did watch it. Because do you know what? So the opening sequence, I've definitely seen that before. Because when you picked it, I vividly remembered that, and I remember thinking like, because I think I said as well, like, I can't believe we've got DuckTales before we've got Indiana Jones. And it's that whole sequence, like I've 100% seen that. But then as the film went on, I was thinking like none of this is familiar, and like none of the characters were familiar. So yeah, I think this is probably like my first kind of like full experience of DuckTales, and I was surprised by some of the scores because I think for me it was kind of like quite typical Disney, and I kept kind of going like, oh yeah, there was some stuff that really made me laugh, and I think like in terms of humour, it was pretty like spot on for me. But just in terms of like a sort of like full film, I was kind of going, this is like, it's too chaotic for me to keep up with. There was the some of the things that made me laugh were like, so the bit where there's a line where somebody's like, oh, he's a wizard or something like that, and then the I don't know what her job was. She's some kind of like maid. She comes out and she's like, does his mother know? Like that
Yeah.
was cracking me up.
That was great. Do, 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 do. Sorry, that's the wrong song.
But yeah,
Kind
yeah, the humour. I really enjoyed the humour. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's one of those things where I've seen it too late. I don't know.
Yeah, that's the thing. It kind of was riffing on. Even though I'm saying it's like it's ahead of its time for like Aladdin, but it was riffing on Indiana Jones, especially. And obviously, that's kind of like something I was already familiar with, and something that was already in the zeitgeist of that era. So that I felt was quite like fun and an interesting, silly kind of like parody and homage to it, which was cool. Also, off topic, but what is Pat's picture right now is of the ceiling, right? What is that thing flickering? Oh, we missed it. What was it? What is that?
Oh, it's a box of tissues.
Oh,
Yeah.
Is it from the fan?
Wait,
Yeah.
box of tissues on
For some reason the fan's on.
The windows are open and the fan is on.
Hang on,
And
I've
got
got something here.
I have not farted tonight.
I'm
yet.
really confused. Have you got a box of tissues on your ceiling?
No, it's on the table.
No.
Ceiling. But if I move the camera down.
I was like, what is that?
What I've misunderstood. I get it. Okay.
Oh, okay.
It's the flowers again. Yeah.
Now you've got me again.
Right, so it's hilarious. I couldn't
No.
imagine. He's got a box of
as
tissues
well.
on the ceiling. How did he get stuck up there? You don't want to know.
I want to
Okay.
know how those tissues got stuck. No.
Yeah. Something about Mary.
Things as tissues.
Oh, I have interesting facts for you guys. I don't know if you know.
What, are you calling me fat again?
No, facts. FACT. What I found was I was interesting to see how much like Scrooge McDuck, how much wealth he accumulated in the series of DuckTales, and Binance website has managed to kind of accumulate it. The most richest fictional characters in the world, right? As they were. So number 10 is Jay Gatsby from The Great Gatsby at 1 billion, very, very moderate. And Lara Croft at number 9 with 2 billion. That's not very much, really, considering. Forrest Gump was worth 5.7 billion.
I mean, at
Bruce
the
Wayne.
time, accounting for inflation.
Oh, true.
Yeah, I mean, like also because he's got the stock options as well because he's got the Apple, right?
That is true.
Those two characters inherited all that money, though.
They did, yeah. They didn't earn it. Forrest Gump, 5.7 billion. Bruce Wayne, 9.2. Charles Foster Kane from Citizen Kane, worth 11 billion. Richie Rich, 12 billion. Tony Stark, 12.4. Charlie Cullen, Carly's Cullen from Twilight was worth 46 billion. And Smaug from The Hobbit was worth 54 billion, and that's still not as much as Scrooge McDuck at $65 billion. And that's for all the treasure he had. And the most depressing thing of all is that in real life, they're nothing compared to Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, Jen Bezos, and Elon Musk. Elon Musk, who is worth $302 billion. So even Scrooge McDuck doesn't earn as much as Elon Musk.
Jesus, his wealth was taking a dive then, because wasn't he worth 1 trillion at one point?
Well, that is true. Yeah, it has been going
Yeah,
on
he's
those
lost quite a bit this year.
Go on. What?
Yeah, Bill Gates is the only one that's going up in value. Everyone else is going down.
Yeah, Elon Musk has gone right down since he aligned himself with the buffoon.
With the DT, yeah.
Yeah, but like, I just you guys saying it like Bill Gates is suddenly going to get into politics, so we're all fucked, aren't we?
Oh, yeah, we'll be. Let's hope he has.
I mean, okay, let's twist it around. Suddenly, you go see on the news that instead of Bill Gates is going to suddenly fly to China and shake hands with Xi Jinping, and I'm going to got Elon Musk with Donald Trump on one side, and it'll just be like a clusterfuck of everything. It'll be like, holy shit, the world is going to get screwed. There's earthquakes, nukes going off.
Yeah. But yeah, the fact that Scrooge McDuck is only worth 65 billion says it all.
Just to see.
That's amazing, 65 bill. Yeah, it's not much.
Yeah, but obviously, I think like in some part of in one of the comics that they did, like they obviously did DuckTales comics, and I think he said something like he was going bankrupt, and he said he was like worth something like $5.2 quintillion, but that was made in the 80s, so I don't know.
Oh yeah, in this movie, he also called himself. Wait, was it this movie or the show? He called himself a quadrillionaire.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, he said it twice. Whether that's true or not, we'll see.
Oh man,
How do you measure that?
Yeah, saying about your Indiana Jones quote or thing you mentioned, Bob. It was funny. I posted in the chat how Alan Young was like, "Oh yes, playing Scrooge is the closest in this movie. It's the closest I feel to like being in Indiana Jones." It was quite funny. I was like, "Oh." Yeah. There's lots of kind of cool facts about the film, to be honest. So when it came to like what was going to be released next, they originally going to do Chip and Dale,
I'm shocked about that.
and I don't really remember things.
Rescue Rangers.
Oh yeah, Rescue Rangers. Oh Christ, you guys! Oh yeah, completely forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah, they were going to follow this up with Chip and Dale and Goof Troop, but because the film, because DuckTales did not do well,
No.
they decided to scrap the Chip and Dale film, and then they changed Goof Troop into an actual standalone film, a Goofy movie.
Oh.
So rather than following the kind of, we'll make a kind of film that relates, which highly depends on you watching the film. The show. It makes something that's a bit more standalone. And it sounds like, Goofy movie was more successful. And the Chip and Dale movie didn't end up being made until 2022.
Yeah, that's true.
Actually, did any of you watch that Chip and Dale movie? Because I heard that it's really weird.
No.
No, I don't think I did.
You can pick it next if you want.
Yeah.
No. I ain't gonna pick a fucking depressing movie. That's probably foreign film movie next round. I don't care. It could be like, hey, we're doing happy-go-lucky round, and you're like, no, I'm gonna choose depressing film for the place.
You might be a bit disappointed unless it's going to be part of your family favourites, because that's the next round.
I mean, like, I might fuck around and find out. Well, I don't know.
No.
A random fact, but as Emmanuel mentioned, Alan Young, who does the voice of Scrooge McDuck. What's fascinating about him is that he did obviously Scrooge McDuck in Mickey Mouse's Christmas Carol back in 1984 or something, and he continuously voiced Scrooge McDuck up until his death in 2016. So he did Scrooge McDuck in every single appearance he did, and that included Kingdom Hearts as well. So he did every show, every video game. He did it all, and he was born in 1919, so he'd been doing animation and acting for God knows how long, and he did like a lot of classic black and white movies and TV shows as well. So he's always been around doing voice work since then. But it wasn't until the 80s he did Disney stuff, and he kind of was like, "Yep, I found a paycheck in Scrooge McDuck, so I'm gonna stick with it."
Makes sense, especially if he enjoyed it. I hope he did.
Yeah, I think he did.
It kind of sucks that they rebooted it after he died then. Because
that's true.
They did it till 2016 and then they started the reboot series in 2017.
Oh.
That sucks.
Yeah, it's what it is. To be honest, he probably would have been glad that his character is still living after he's gone. Like, people still get to enjoy what he brought to life, and it's still in a similar style to how he did it. Isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, like I guess he's sort of thing. American actor. He did who is in the news? Oh, right, it's fucking David Tennant, isn't it? So it actually got a Scott.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
I completely forgot about it. It's David Tennant. Oh yeah,
plays Scrooge.
That's awesome. Yeah, I forgot about that completely.
To be fair, reading his bio, Alan Young was born in Northern England, but his Scots father moved his family to Edinburgh, Scotland, when he was young as a toddler. So he kind of had the accent. That's how he kind of he wasn't a Scotsman, but he kind of was born as a Scotsman. So obviously, yeah, he was Scottish, and therefore makes sense. And up to what Camilla said, he was voicing Scrooge McDuck in the Mickey Mouse show, which was 2015 to 2016. So he was still Scrooge McDuck right at the end. He wasn't like, oh, we're not going to do DuckTales just because he's dead, but he was always there. He was always McDuck, literally a year before he died.
Actually, like looking at like the IMDb for quite a lot of the voice actors, I didn't realize. I guess because they do a lot of things together. Like, also did like stuff for The Simpsons. There were people who did things for like the other sort of like anime. Well, I was like, wow, I didn't realize there were so many of them that did.
Crocker again.
Yeah. Wait a second.
Yeah, and good old Christopher Lloyd, if you guys noticed.
Yeah, because it wasn't until I rewatched it and I first heard him, I was like, oh, I know that voice from somewhere. I couldn't quite tell where. I was like, oh wait, no. When he's doing his big loud voice, I was like, I know who that is exactly. In any case, it is. Oh well, maybe because I'm tired as well and my brain is not working. Do you guys want to do favourite scenes because it is 12 o'clock now?
Yeah, we should.
So what are you?
So when they were making wishes with the genie, and the girl wished for a baby elephant, and the genie fucking panicked.
Oh yeah.
That made me laugh. But then, right at the end of that sequence, they're like, undo the wish. That whole little sequence made me laugh.
Yeah, when I saw Dumbo, I was like,
Dumbo's back. Yeah, there's a lot of moments like that. I would say the bit probably Pat will appreciate. Rob probably won't, but it's this. But it's one of those things that it's like as a kid you wouldn't notice, but as an adult you're kind of like, oh, I can see what they did here. It's this scene where they ask him what Michael Scrooge is gonna do with the treasure, and he says that, oh, I won't keep it all. I'm gonna give all these artifacts to the museum. And they were like, that's not Uncle Scrooge. What's going on? And he goes, that way I can enjoy the hefty tax break. And they're like, that's Scrooge.
Yeah, I was like, he's very pretty. He goes like, I don't want to keep it all, but I'm gonna make a profit out of it, you know. So it's the way it is. It's like, yeah,
that's him, the bastard. It's just he just wants the tax break. So is that as a kid, I would never have understood that and why that would be funny. But now I'm like, oh, okay, yeah.
Good guy.
Other than that, I suppose, yeah, there's a lot of great moments when they meet the genie and they kind of like indoctrinate him as one of their own stuff. Those little moments are great. And the scenes of, I suppose, the scenes with Dijon where he's kind of like, he's so cowering underneath the baddie, and he's with the big, what's his face, Christopher Lloyd's big bad, and and then he suddenly changes his heart whenever he's not on the screen. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna be good. I'm gonna get all the treasure I want and stuff. He was really really fun, and the scene where they kind of hide the lamp underneath the light in the room, and they kind of hide in there when what's his face goes to try and find him, and yeah, that's quite smart. And even like the idea of the talisman going on the lamp I thought was quite clever, because it's something like, wow, what if Jafar thought of this? If Jafar had that little talisman on the lamp, then that would have changed Aladdin completely, wouldn't it? But I suppose it's one of those things. It's kind of like, well, it kind of is this. It's kind of like a MacGuffin where it just allows you to do so much, and whether or not that's a good thing or a bad thing in terms of story writing or not remains to be seen. But yeah, it was an interesting idea.
Yeah, I get why they didn't have it so he gets the artifact, because that would have been really annoying story-wise to kind of deal with. So yeah, I was thinking of all the, like, what I would have done in this same situations. Not that I wish the film did it any differently. I was just, it kind of gets the imagination going.
For story wise, it does break the conventional three wishes rule, right? Because like he uses his three wishes, or he used his three wishes already. So there has to be a reason why he has to have that MacGuffin to do the GD stuff. Because without it, there's no big bad. So you know, it's a bit like it's harder to balance it, I guess. But like, oh man, thinking for favorite scenes, it's hard because I'm still rewatching it right now. But I'm thinking, Christ, there's still a lot to like about this film. I just can't remember the best scene. I think it's just the little quips that the GD makes that is probably the funniest things that happen in this movie. It's things like, so it goes when he's like having a tea party with Webby, and he's like, wait, what? No tomahawks, no feathers. Aren't we? What's happening here? It's like, no, it's not that sort of tea party. And didn't understand it as a kid. Definitely understand it as an adult. I was like, oh, that's actually, I don't know if that's more funnier than it has to be.
Yeah, the Boston Tea Party. Well, that was great. It's quite interesting one because depending what age is a kid in America, and I don't know about over here, but like if you were, I think it was between the ages of 8 to 10, you would have learned about the Boston Tea Party in school by that point. So if you were at least that old, then you would have got it, which is interesting.
Oh man, that's just unlocked a memory from my aunt. So like, my aunt went to Boston with my mum years ago, and talking about the Boston Tea Party, and she's like, "Oh, what's that? Is that where we get a cup of tea?" I was like, "Oh fuck."
There is actually a show called Boston Tea Party, to be fair.
Oh fucking hell. When my mum told me that story, I was like, "Fuck, what sort of family was I born into?"
Wait, who asked? Is that a tea shop?
My aunt.
Yeah, wait, where's your aunt from? Where does she live?
Ireland, like my mum.
Huh?
Ireland.
Mm,
Pat, I've just posted something in the chat for you.
interesting. I wondered if they didn't know, but that's funny. Oh, interesting. This is the second animated film, or one of the few animated films at the time that didn't have any songs in it outside of the credits.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was very rare at the time.
Oh, they do breakfast.
Breakfast.
Mhm.
So I mean, like again, as I was saying before, and maybe this is like the starting point for a lot of other Disney-related like animated movies. If you didn't have DuckTales, you didn't have everything. So that's like, I'm gonna give it like props to that when I eventually do score this. I haven't seen the scores yet, and I don't want to have too much of a like reverse. Just go, oh yeah, because like everyone else do some shit. I was like, oh, I don't want to do that because I know how I have a bias now, and just annoying.
Still trying to think of my favorite scene. Do you have one, Camilla?
I mean, I did, but I forgot what it was.
Mm,
I don't know the favorite scene. I like the scene about the I'm saying this now and realizing someone's already said it, but I liked the scene when he says about donating the, what was it? Was it the
Yeah.
crown?
yeah, Ben
Yeah, Ben
said
had
it.
mentioned that, and
It's to the museums.
I also really like the scene right at the beginning of the movie when, like, I can't remember it properly, but one of it might have been Dijon when they're in the cave, and he's like, "I smell a rat," and like he immediately springs to action in a way that kind of defends the kids, and I'm like, "Oh yeah, he just loves these kids, even if he's, put them in danger."
Oh, who smells? Oh, the Scrooge.
Yeah, Scrooge shouts out, "Smell a rat," and I hate how in the same scene he's like inches away from the edge of the rope bridge, but runs the other way.
Oh yeah. It's like, wait,
At least
you
it
could have
that
jumped.
means he was with the kids, and I love how one of them when they like get out of
Oh, maybe that's why. Yeah.
they get out of the rapids and whatever was going on, and he's like, "I'd like to do that again now. I know I can survive it."
Oh, the kid.
I was just like, these kids are funny.
It's like, oh my goodness. I think think one of my I like the moments that you guys mentioned as well. I think one of my favorite moments, was when Dijon, for whatever reason, Dijon, is that the bad guy?
Yeah, that's the Benny type guy.
Not
Do you mean
Dijon,
Murloc?
Murloc. Sorry, when Murloc, for whatever reason, to chooses to
Oh my gosh, when he's a cockroach.
no, not that
Okay,
one.
I like that. I really like that scene as well when he gets squashed.
There's that. But when he chooses to, let's like, not like he's like why for? And then obviously he gets beaten. He starts getting beaten up by the housekeeper lady, just like slapping the crap out of him with the broom. And then he gets like swallowed by the brought to life top. It's just like which acts like a cat, which is great. It was a shame when they went back to normal and he was able to escape. But I was just like, this is so dumb. You brought this upon yourself. Yeah.
Sorry,
And that's Disney villains for you. That's kind of like how they operate.
Yeah. It is classic.
All right.
Cartoon logic.
I don't know. You don't see it as much in this film. I think you probably see it much more in the TV show. But even with just the first episode I watched, you see how kind of like the ingenuity of the 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 duck kids or whatnot with the like especially the first episode because it's just the three boys at the time. It's the first time they've like ever read the wood. Is it Woodchuck's Guide?
Yeah, woodchucks guys, because because woodchucks are like instead of saying what are the Boy Scouts.
Yeah, but of course, like but before, like for context, for anyone who hasn't seen it, they hadn't joined been part of the Woodchucks yet, and the only reason they were in the Woodchucks or told to join the Woodchucks was because Scrooge wanted to like get them out of his hair. Like there was people who kept coming to him to ask for like funding to or whatever kind of products. And if he didn't like them, he'd just throw them out the window.
No, he said send in the solicitors because he was bored, and then one of them was like pitching the woodchuck.
Yeah,
And
but
like he enjoyed like torturing them because he didn't want to hear what they had to say.
okay, fair. That makes sense. And yeah, he was about to throw the Woodchuck Scout guy out the window, and then he was just like, "Wait, tell me more." And then he's like, "Okay, cool, sign me up. Like, do the like you can so I can pay whatever." And then threw him out the window anyway. But point is that what I would say is that the boys to escape the attic and to escape the attic to then get back the boat that these criminals, the Beagle Boys, stole from Scrooge, who didn't even believe they stole the boat. Anyway, long story short, they read the book, the Woodchuck's Guidebook, and then made a hang glider for three people or three ducks. Anyway, kid ducks to help them escape. I mean, it wasn't completely well made, and they did almost die, but the fact that it worked for a while,
Yeah, they're like 9-year-old triplet boys who've never done it before. So
I was just like, that's amazing. I could never. I just remember the closest kind of thing as a kid. I remember thinking something similar where I was like, from was it the second story of a house or whatever? There was like, yeah, I think it was the second floor, and then there was like a basement floor, but the basement floor opened out to ground, and it was fall, so there was lots of leaves and stuff. And I was wondering if I could take this big umbrella and somehow fashion it so that I could like land, I guess, kind of like Mary Poppins, you can imagine, or something like that. And then I saw how high I was, and I was just like, nope. And then I just went inside and played with my toys.
Common sense saved Emmanuel from going, maybe I shouldn't jump out of the second story of my house. Okay, that's
Yes.
a good moral lesson.
The
Hilarious,
ducks
man.
didn't have the same sense, but
they were trying to escape, though. They did need to escape.
fair. But yeah. Anyway, kids. As you're saying that, I do also like when they start thinking about wishes. Someone's like, world peace. It's like, this is a something, not a miracle maker. And then someone's like, it's like different things. It's like, what do you think I can do? Like, I can't do that. It was
I mean,
quite funny, like the classic wishes.
yeah, but like it gets. I mean, like that's why it's different for when kids ask for wishes, and then you have Scrooge goes ask for the largest diamond in the world. No, I can ask for all the diamonds in the world. No, I can ask for all the diamond mines in the world. No, I can ask
Yeah.
for all the mining companies in the entire world. It's like this is gonna take some time. I've got to actually plan this out.
Yeah.
It's just like there's a certain level of greed that he has to go through, but that makes sense because of
That was
who he is.
smart. Yeah. Like, I think we would probably have a similar thought process as adults anyway. It's like you have all these things you can wish for, but what wishes can you wish that will help you get more and more riches or sustained wealth in the future? So instead of just asking for like, I don't know, £1 billion, maybe you ask for certain things that will help you get all that money. Wait, maybe you ask for the powers of limitless so that you could just keep making all the money.
Maybe.
Sorry, I would love to have that bind. Oh man, I'm sure it have its downsides. But anyway, let's carry on.
Anyone else for favorite scenes? So we move on to our next person, who is actually I don't know who the next person is.
It's me.
Go film.
It's May. All right.
It's gonna be May.
So
Oh yeah, actually, yeah, she is gonna be
Double
May.
bill.
I realize. Oh wait, are we doing a double bill?
I am doing a double bill.
Fuck.
Oh,
All
let
right.
me change it on the sheet.
I haven't done Elephant Man yet. Shit. I still need to do Elephant Man. Oh, haven't had time.
I would have changed it on the sheet, but my laptop don't work anymore. And
Yeah, and
what?
sorry, I was gonna say if anyone could change the color formatting, because I can't fix that on my mobile.
Oh yeah, I'll sort that out.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I could. Yeah. Anyway, carry on. Sorry.
I believe it was this month, 50 years ago, that the Vietnam War ended. So I've decided to use my double bill in sort of like, I guess, a remembrance of a war that sort of rightly or wrongly, widely celebrated, especially in America. But I've got, in my opinion, 2 cracking films to pick for it. So the first one is Full Metal Jacket.
Mhm.
I wanted to avoid going heavy on the actual war stuff. So the other one is a comedy called Good Morning Vietnam.
Interesting.
Interesting.
You can watch it in any order you want. I'm not going to hold any grudges.
Cool.
But yeah, like it took me a while to sort of settle on it because it's also the 80th anniversary of World War II ending this year as well. And I was considering doing a double bill of Vietnam and World War II, but no, I felt this has got a better blend. You've got an actual war film and then a sort of comedy drama.
What's
I
the
mean,
second
okay.
film called again?
What's that?
What's the second film called again?
Good Morning Vietnam.
Hmm.
Robin Williams
Yep.
is in it.
Okay. In all honesty, Pat, when you said you're gonna do a comedy about Vietnam, I thought you were gonna do the fucking Zac Efron movie called The Greatest Beer Run. I've seen clips of that. I think that's kind of funny, but I wasn't sure if that was all you were gonna pick. But I was like, okay, Good Morning Vietnam is a pretty comedy. I don't know, a comedy war drama, or is it called? It's more comedy.
Yeah. I mean, I only really call it a comedy because it's Robin Williams, and it's like he has funny parts to it. I mean, I haven't seen this film in years, but what I do remember is he was quite funny in it. But
Yeah, I remember it because it's Robin Williams. That's where the funny is. I don't remember if it's all funny though, which is the problem.
it's much more drama, but not as rough as say what Full Metal Jacket will be.
I mean, I feel like I feel like we've all watched Full Metal Jacket, maybe.
Yeah.
Probably. Okay, so like the most important part of Full Metal Jacket is the beginning scenes. Beginning half of the movie. That's the one. I don't remember most of the rest of the movie, to be honest. I remember the beginning half.
Interesting.
That might be just because the beginning half is too iconic.
Yeah.
Nope. I guess that. No, I'm at least speaking, depending on like time-wise, I might not be able to see both movies again. I haven't seen fucking Elephant Man yet, and that's still bugging me. I've fucking got it downloaded on my phone. Just haven't had fucking time.
Yeah, it's 4 hours long, something. So keep your wits about you.
I'll try. I'm trying to keep up with all the movies, but it's just like I've been knackered, tired. But yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's good choice. These are interesting choices.
I will double check where you can watch them, and I'll put them into the.
I think they're actually both on Disney Plus.
Good Morning Vietnam is literally on Disney.
Yeah,
and
Full Metal Jacket is on right now.
Way.
Yeah, so it's free for everyone.
Nice.
You're welcome. I've saved
Bloody.
you £7 this week.
Thank you very much. I don't mind.
Yeah, I got to do Netflix, but I got to sort out Netflix. Oh, I missed. I can use other. Yes, other.
You can
Anyway.
borrow mine if you need to, Simon.
No, wait. Has Rob start recording, or can we cut this a bit?
it's fine.
I was gonna say, I got-
You're in the same household.
Yeah, you torrenting it?
No,